in Warburton, Victoria. Let's take a brief look at the history of the town. To talk about Warburton, we need to start in Melbourne. The Kulin Nation was already here. Settlers arrived and there was conflict and lots of water. Melbourne kept flooding, and after the biggest in 1844, Robert Hoddle came here to find out why. The Wurundjeri tribes lived over here in the mountains behind me, and they used to have marriage contracts between the tribes of the Bunurong's down here and the Gunai Kurnais over there in Gippsland. 7 Acre Rock is a sacred site outside of Warburton with some of the most spectacular views in the Yarra Valley. Water sustained life for the Aborigines in this area for thousands of years, and it was water that brought people like surveyor Robert Hoddle to the area. But it was gold that made people rush to this area. A man named James McAvoy, otherwise known as Yankee Jim, is usually credited as being the founder of Warburton. Now, Warburton is now located on the picturesque banks of the Yarra River, but it used to be here, a few kilometres up the mountain. This used to be the cemetery at the settlement of Yankee Jim's Creek, and as you can see by this flower here, some evidence of that settlement still remains today. This creek would have been flowing much faster in the gold mining days. Wonder if there's still gold left. Water was a problem. They needed water to drink and water to drive the turbines to crush the rock to get gold. So a wooden water race was built here in Big Pat's Creek, and it went all the way from here to the top of that mountain over there. During the Depression of the 1890s, work started on the O'Shanassy Dam. This is part of the open aqueduct system that delivered water to Melbourne, which was over 70 kilometres away. Work was completed on the aqueducts by 1914, just in time to address the Great Drought. At the time of World War I, this aqueduct would have been rushing with water. I wouldn't have had a chance. Warburton gets about a litre of rain every year, plus runoff from winter snow. But it also gets drought and becomes dry and crisp and gets fiery, making this a bushfire danger zone. Bushfires are a part of life here. They cause great devastation, but they also regenerate the forest. I'm standing amongst some of the fastest growing hardwood in the southern hemisphere. This area of the Yarra Valley used to be the second largest area for timber production in the whole world. A tramway system transported timber around the bush. Then a train line linked Warburton directly to Melbourne. Timber from this area built the suburbs. The first regular service to Warburton was on the 13th of November 1901, almost 2 years to the day after construction on the railway began. This is the end of the line for the Lilydale to Warburton rail trail, which today is a picturesque walking track which still brings tourists into Warburton. The train line turned Warburton into a bustling tourist town and was once the honeymoon capital of Australia. Today, tourism dominates the economy. It was water, gold, timber and tourism that helped grow the township of Warburton, nestled here amongst the mountains of the Upper Yarra Valley. What a beautiful place it is.